Hi, Deborah.
Hi there.
We're all here. So, day 4, can you believe it? This week, flown by the fastest of my life, I feel. So tonight's all about intelligent training. Have you just given yourself a facial, Deborah? Because you look really glowy.
I am so hot. I am exhausted. I've had a
Yes, you are.
busy day. I am just like, oh.
That's all
Where
right.
I work, it's so humid. And when I'm doing blood treatments, you dress like a bloody Oompa Loompa. So you come out of the room and
You do blood treatments?
yes.
What is that? The one where they like?
Well, that's
We
not.
stab
It's
the
not micro. It's not dermaneedling, is it? It's actual blood transfusion, isn't it? From your own body, isn't it?
You get that, but no, I don't do a plasma transfusion. We don't have the things for that. But yeah, the microneedling and some other things. So.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just so humid and I don't do heat very well. So I'm just.
I love heat. I
Yeah,
so love the heat.
Me too. Give me 30 degrees any time.
No.
Mhm.
The window's open.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still sleeping with my window open.
Oh, yeah, I do that because I like the fresh air, but yeah. Okay, let's get on to our night because it's a big night and I have a very special announcement and offer to make for you guys tonight. So let's go into it. And where is my presentation gone? There it is. Ta-da! Okay, so day 5 is all about exercise, movement, and I call it intelligent training. Why? Because I spoke about it in day 1. Remember when I talked about ready, aim, fire, when most people do ready, fire, aim, and they join the gym and they smash themselves with, exercise that may or may not be the right thing for them. And it's the latest trend, but all it does is make you tired, doesn't give you the results you're looking for, and you get injured and it takes ages to heal. Yeah, anybody been down that road? So talk about that's more intelligent for you. So that's what tonight's all about. So get your workbooks ready and take heaps of notes and we will get on with it. So some people have, it's a little bit about the relationship with the word goals that I have. It's a bit icky. I like targets. Exercise too with some people or training. People feel a little bit frightened of that. So I like to call it moving your body and having fun because you can choose whatever it is, but that's what it entails. So what we'll cover tonight is intelligent training. So that's how to get results without hours and hours of exercise. Muscles, we're going to talk about those. Why should we train them? And also we're going to talk about how to fuel for performance. And so I'm going to give you an example of when to fuel in your day. So I'm going to give an example of what I do, and it's different on different days. So with that, so have you guys set an intention about what you want to get from tonight's session? Have a quick think about that and jot it down in your notes. What do you want to know from this session, knowing what it's about and what we're going to cover? What do you need to know? Or what do you want to get from it? It might not be anything, but if it comes up, just write it down. All right. So let's talk about what intelligent training means. So intelligent training refers to nourishing and training, and both of those doing that smarter. Okay. So part of your, when you're training intelligently, part of your training is scheduling in your self-care, scheduling in the things that you do to grow your mindset, scheduling in your hydration, your nutrition, and making better choices. That's all part of your training, all of it. So, and how is it smarter? It's smarter for time, it's smarter for results, and it's smarter for performance. So we're going to take a look at the benefits now. So now, do you ladies have time to train 1 to 2 hours a day, 7 days a week?
No.
No, me too. I don't. But could you commit to 2 to 3 sessions, 2 to 3 20-minute sessions, or even 25-minute sessions twice, 2 or 3 times a week? Could you do that? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So the results would be that training that way encourages your body to increase muscle and you get fitter faster because you're working for shorter periods at a higher intensity. Now, I just want to make a disclaimer on that higher intensity thing because that also can scare people and put people off. High intensity to 2 different people. I might have a client who is 50, 60 kilos overweight because I do work with people like that. And high intensity to them will be marching on the spot for like 13 seconds. And that's like doing 20 burpees for a fit person, right? So your intensity depends on training history and, you know, the ability that you have with your body and the way of mobility and injuries and all that sort of thing. So I just wanted to be really clear on that. Now, how is it smart for performance? Well, your body moves better. It burns fuel more efficiently and it improves your posture, your strength, your mobility, your flexibility, your energy lifts, your digestion improves, your mood improves, your health improves, perhaps even your relationships with your significant other or family members or friends, and then your career improves because everything just snowballs in an upward fashion. So there are lots of benefits to starting on this regime, far more than losing a bit of weight and, you know, fitting a dress size. So what we're going to do now, because it is a workshop, is we're going to take some time to highlight or write down some benefits that you want from continuing with or changing or starting a movement plan. So take some time now, just a couple of minutes, to write down some benefits that you want to receive. Deborah, you've transferred your hotness onto me. Whoa. That,
Sharing is caring.
yeah, thanks for that. And when you've done that, when you've taken it to, you can add to this, you know, tonight's not the last night that you can ever, you know, add to these things. But when you have got them, let's like have a bit of a discussion around what it is that you want to improve. I know why I got hot. I got my Ugg boots on with my possum socks.
Oh no, that's ridiculous.
I wore them this morning because I went for a walk and I wore my little gumboots, my little Ugg gumboots. They're pretty cool. So I can still walk and not get muddy feet and stuff. Has anybody got a couple yet?
Yeah.
Cool. Brad, do you want to go?
Yeah, so I've got mobility,
Mm-hmm.
get a bit of flexibility in the joints and that, strength,
Yeah.
and definitely more energy. Yeah, I definitely think all of that sort of contributes towards my haura. So, you know, it with my whole setting my mind straight, my wairua. Yeah.
I love it. Now, can I ask, we're going to break this down, with your mobility, if that gets improved, what value is that going to add to your life?
Well, I feel like at the moment, my mobility is quite restricted. So when I'm walking around doing work, you know, going to do inspections or going from meeting to meeting, because my joints are quite inflamed, you know, I think that doing all of this will help with my mobility, losing weight, adding less pressure on the joints, and then creating a little bit more flexibility in that space as well.
So do you feel that maybe that's going to mean that your day is less painful? Like
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Less painful and more productive as well.
yeah. Okay, that's cool. And with your strength and your energy, what value are they going to have once they're improved?
Well, more energy would be that, I get to be across a lot more things. Um, I don't know. I feel like whenever I have more energy, I'm more happier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so true.
And yeah, and so the strength, because of the joints, because of injuries, strengthening up my muscles and targeting the smaller muscles as well as the big muscles will also alleviate quite a lot of that pressure on my joints, so will help towards the mobility as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that, what you said before, when you're feeling happier, because that's one of the reasons why, I turned 62 this year, and, for me not to do this stuff, the
Mm.
alternative to not doing it were other women my age using walkers and stuff like that, that is abhorrent to me, and it's not negotiable that I stay on track so that I can have more joy in my life and live independently in my later years.
Mm.
So I know that's a shock to you because I am only 19. But joy, I think, is the big thing for me. Joy and independence, So yeah.
Mm.
So the reason why I asked that, and I will be asking you too, Deborah, is because when we spoke on the first night about creating that compelling vision, so there's always got to be a why to
Mm.
okay, I want to get this goal or meet this target. The why. Because
I think my why would be similar to yours, where I just want to be able to walk around and enjoy life pain-free as much as possible.
and maybe do things that maybe you're not engaging in now.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, that's cool. Deborah, what about you?
Well, mine is very, very similar, in the sense that to me, it's just in general be healthier. So I put healthier mentally, or mental health and my energy sort of in one sentence. Yeah, and then I want to know, because of course, as a person, as you're aging and being menopausal and perimenopausal, what you need to do, and because it's more about building strength to be able to support your body when you grow older. And so that is important for me, is to actually be doing the right things at the time and the age, or the time of where you are at the moment. And so in other words, aging better. And then obviously the dress size does come into it for me, because that's been a very big thing for me over the past couple of years. But all of these things, I feel, until I've got my injuries and things like that fixed, I can barely walk, whatever. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So I'm just going to hold you there for a moment, because you put down the things that you want, but it's quite general. So in what area of your mental health is it? The stress? Is it the feeling bad about yourself? Is it feeling limited because you've got these injuries and can't move as much as you want to? What is it specifically that you want to move toward?
Well, it definitely is that, I feel bad about myself, but also it's very, very frustrating, and it's causing me anxiety, because I used to be very out there and active and enjoy going for whatever, and now just can't do anything. And then the can't do anything leads you to just go, oh, well, screw it, I'm not even going to try anymore. So so it's definitely very much for me a mental and anxiety. It causes me a lot of anxiety, the fact that I can't move comfortably.
Yeah. So I was talking to a prospective client yesterday, David. I don't know, the week's gone so fast. Anyway, the point is, I was talking to a client, and she's kind of got a similar thing going on to you as you, Deborah. And she was probably banging on about menopause. And I think we had this discussion. I can't remember. I know I talked about this with Briar the other day. I'm not sure if you were on the line, Deborah. But so when we go through menopause, it's really easy to blame menopause for everything. And I'm not saying that you are, but this particular lady was. And I just said to her, you know, you can go to your doctor and you can talk about, you know, hormone replacement therapy or what other things that it is that you can do. But unless you have addressed your daily things that you're doing, like, are you drinking enough water? Are you getting all the food groups and the amounts that you need to be for your body to move, you know, to heal optimally? Are you moving and doing the doable? Because she had a lot of injuries, has a lot of injuries as well, and felt like she couldn't move. But after our chat, we managed to find out something that she could do. But you know that the exercise part of it is only 5% of the calories burned to shed the weight that you've got. It's only 5%. That's it. But everybody puts 100% of the focus into that, right? Because if I move more, it's such a small part of the equation, guys. If I can just really get that home. And your nutrition is far more important. You can still lose weight and not move a muscle, like, you know, in the way of exercise. Will you be toned and fit? No, it is important. But while there are things that we can find, and some of those things may not be something that you really enjoy, but hey, sometimes we got to do shit that we don't like in order to get the target, right? So what I encouraged her to do was to clean up the water. She wasn't drinking enough water. Let's clean up the nutrition, but let's not do it all in 1 week. Let's work on it. And then it gave her relief when we had this breakthrough call, right? It gave her that relief because it all seemed so big and insurmountable, and particularly for you guys this week, because I am cramming my 12-week program into 5 days. Okay, so it's a lot. But if you can focus on making those small changes, you can either do it quickly, do lots and do it quickly, or you can pick 1 or 2 and practice. It's completely up to you, so long as you do it. And I so get that, Deborah. You just feel like throwing your hands up in the air and going, fuck it, I'm out. I'm just going to live like this. And then we just live miserably. And I've watched people do it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just not worth it. The joy is just like within hands, you know, arm's length of you. It's right there. I promise it. So it's just about not giving up and not giving in. So you said that the dress size is really important to you, as it is to all of us. We all want to, because we feel better, and the confidence we exude because, you know, we feel like we look good. And it doesn't mean that we have to be Instagram models, although I already am. No, I'm a TikTok model. Did you guys like my disco dance?
That was really cool.
So that's, you know, it's about practicing feeling good right now with who we are, because if we don't love who we are now, then when we get to that target, we are going to hate on that girl. Right? So it's really important to actually start looking for the things that are positive about you. Super important. So that is the stuff. When we work on our self-worth, I'm just going off topic a little bit here. When we work and we build our resilience within our self-worth and our mindset, that is what keeps you on track to get the results that you're looking for, that stuff. Because somebody writes you out a diet plan and gives you an exercise plan, a generic this and a generic that, and then you go off and you're hating every single minute of it, and you're still beating yourself up, and you're still got no hope for the future, then none of that stuff's going to work. Seen it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. It happens all the time, and I'm sure you guys can really resonate with that as well. So really what I want to see you working towards, Deborah, is to really get excited about what's to come. Like, write down how it's going to feel. Write it as I'm so happy and proud of myself that I've done this and I've reached that, and now I'm doing this, this, and this. like go there. Even if you don't believe it, write it anyway, because you'll start to feel excited about it. Because why not you? There's no reason, is there, that you can't have the goals that you want?
Mm.
There's none. No reason. There's only one thing that will stop you.
You.
Mhm.
Right, have you considered a change in career? Yeah. You said something the other night which was really profound. I was telling Julie about it, and I said, "Oh, I've got to play the video because Bri said this amazing thing. I'm going to ask her for her permission to cut the video and to play it on my reels." It was so good. It was so good. So I've got to find it now. I think it was Tuesday night. But who would
Me.
know that one night's melded into another? So
Mm.
I hope this stuff is helping, and I hope it's starting to resonate and get in, because we've got to feel our way towards these results, guys, not
Mm.
think. We have to feel it, and it's practicing that feeling. You know,
I-
that little negative Nancy Pants, you know,
Mm.
here's a little saying for you to tell her: SFTU.
Shut.
STFU. STFU, girl.
One of the things that I've noticed that this workshop has created for me is the self-sabotage and the self-talk. You know, one of the things that you said, which me and Manu say quite often to each other, when we remember it in those profound moments, is, would you say that to your 5-year-old, to a 5-year-old you? You know, because we beat ourselves up, we look at ourselves in such a negative light that we're so fixated on the things, the small things that aren't good enough, but we're not concentrating on the things that we are actually really good at, or the beauty in ourselves, because we want to be this, we want to be that, we want to be a size 12 or size 14 or whatever it is. But it's about, like you say, imagining that, or saying that you're already that, and projecting that out to the universe so that it comes back to you, and start believing that you are that. And also being able to talk to yourself and be kinder to yourself. That's one of the biggest things that I've taken away from this so far, is being kind on myself. And you know, if I don't reach my goals that day or targets that day, it's okay. It's okay. Tomorrow's a new day to restart. So that's one of the things that I've loved about this so far. It's getting my mind into that space and doing positive affirmations. You know, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am full of love, and I give out love and love receives me, you know, so things like that. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to
I love it. I love it. I'm going to train you up to run my programs for me. So, yes, this is what I'm talking about. These are the breakthroughs that my previous 12-week girls have all made. And now they can go on. They've got this toolkit of strategies and a different belief system about themselves. And until you see the beauty of who you are right now, the way you are now, if you continue to hold on to how it's been, then you'll always get what you've always got. Now is the time to step out of that skin. And I like what you said, be kind to that. You know, these remember I spoke about the subconscious, and the subconscious is there to protect us. Now, we've all had trauma in our lives. Sometimes I don't like that word because it kind of gets overused, but for sake, and it doesn't matter. Somebody could have been heinously beaten and abused, and then another person may have had a parent leave them. Trauma is trauma. It's not a competition as to who's had the worst thing happen to them. So we all have events in our lives, particularly from the years of 1 to 7, when we are shaping our beliefs about the world. And this is where the subconscious programs are imprinted, if you like. And those beliefs stay with us unless we bring them through to our conscious mind and replace them with something more useful. So the mindset, the self-worth, the self-care is paramount. It's more important than the exercise and the nutrition, because if you've got those self-sabotaging things, then, you know, who's experienced this? You go on a diet and you join the gym and you go hard, and then you go, oh, to hell with it, I'm done. Why? Because little negative Nancy Pants has come out and tried to protect you from, you know, something that happened to you when you were 3 or 4, right? So that's just an analogy, but I hope that's making sense. It's like, I like that. Be kind to yourself. Instead of going into the mirror and going, Jesus, look at the state of you. How about looking for the things that are, like, accentuate your positive aspects? You know, like Deborah, for you, I mean, gosh, you look so young and your skin is always glowing. I mean, do you ever tell yourself that? Freaking going to now. So do you see where I'm coming from, though? Just so long as you get where I'm coming from. And I know that we stick at it, and also, you know, we're brought up to think that it's vain, and it's like, you know, that whole tall poppy syndrome. Well, frick, be the tallest poppy and speak about it. Confidence. And, you know, New Zealand in particular is shocking for tall poppy syndrome. We're too quick to put people down, too quick. So, you know, I like to catch myself, you know, jealousy, and because we don't have, you know, people who don't have the courage to reach and attain their goals are the ones that will pick at you. They will be the ones to point out how bad you're doing, or what are you doing that for, right? That's tall poppy syndrome. I don't have the guts to do it, and I don't want you to do it because that'll make you better than me. I'll leave that one there. All right. Now, muscles, getting back to the exercise part. Our muscles are part of our body's engines, and they constantly burn fuel all the time. Now, I really love this picture. It pretty much sums up. So, you know, the old saying, you are what you eat. Well, listen, you are what you eat. It can either make you put on fat, or it can make you really healthy, or both. So if we have a look at the girl on the right, she's eating brown food. It's all processed. And so her body at that cellular level will not be getting the nutrients that it needs in order to perform and keep that body supple and mobile and strong and lean, right? So that's what those two pictures represent. Somebody who's malnourished. Okay, so when we think of malnutrition, we think of starving little children in Africa with big fat bellies, right? Well, no, there's a new shade of malnutrition, and that's it on the right. Okay, so it's
still rocking her heels.
What was that?
She's still rocking the heels.
Yeah, and you know, like being over fat does not, like, this is not about fat shaming at all. This is about
No. I was just making a joke because I just noticed it's just got heels on it.
Yeah. But I did want to make this point, though, because, well, you know, when we're fat shaming, we're doing it to ourselves mostly, not other people. But when people come to me and they go, oh, yeah, I'm happy the way that I am, and I go, oh, well, I'm going to challenge you on that, because at the end of the day, you might be healthy, but when you're carrying extra load on your body, you're loading up your organs and putting stress on those, and you're loading up your joints, and pretty soon you'll be in place for a knee or a hip replacement, right? So when we're over fat and we carry that around our hips and the lower part of our belly, so our hip joint is a ball and socket joint, right? And when you may have noticed, you see some really severely obese people and they walk like this, okay, because they're swinging their leg around the fat so that they can move forward, because they cannot move forward and backward in a straight line like how we would normally walk. So over time, what's that going to do to your hip joint when it's rotating all the time in the one direction with load? So it's another way to look about to look at a reason if somebody has got a lot of fat, you know, excess fat to lose. It's about mobility and flexibility and strength, but also about your joint health and your bone health, and just the sheer energy of carrying around. You know, I've got one client, she's lost 78 kilos. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
It's a person.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, she's done amazing. She's kept it off, bit of a fitness fanatic now. But yeah, anyway, back on track. So nutrition is 80% of the key to a healthy, active lifestyle. I said that before. It's more important than the exercise or the movement. And so again, I love these analogies. So if you drive, do you guys drive a car?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and does it take 91, or what gas does it take?
91.
91.
Right? So say you were planning to go to Auckland tomorrow and you go, good-o, I'm going to go down to Gull because it's on special and I'm going to fill up with $10, and because it's cheaper, I'm going to put diesel in. Okay, so there's a classic example. Well, but this is what we do. This is what we do to our bodies every single day. We put in usually not enough fuel, and then we put in the wrong fuel and expect to get to Auckland.
Brilliant analogy. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
It is so yeah, because how far are you going to get on diesel in a 91? Not far. Yeah. So it's the same thing with our bodies. When we constantly eat the stuff like heel girl on the right, eventually there's going to be a price to pay for that kind of lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. So, just ask yourself this: how much focus are you putting into that vital component? And you don't have to answer that, but I want you to give that some thought. All right. So by increasing muscle, we increase our body's requirement for energy. So this is how the weight loss thing works. Now, I think I've got it later on in here, but we know that our muscles do decrease by about approximately 1% per year after the age of only 30. So by the time you get to 45, you've lost 15% of your muscle mass, unless you're training and doing something to cause your body to increase your muscle fibers, right? So to increase your muscle, then you have to have some sort of overload going on. So it's not just like 20 bicep curls of a 2-kilo weight. Oh, no. We push heavy in whatever modality you want. Yoga's great for that, or whatever, Pilates, whatever. So you use push-pull exercises that challenge you. So it's lower reps, heavier weight, or resistance. And you can use weights or you can use body weight. It really doesn't matter. Now, also, I just want to reiterate that your heart is a muscle, so that should be trained too. Now, I'm not saying unless you want to, like, train for a marathon run every day, but just anything that's going to lift your heart rate up and get you a little bit huffy-puffy, that trains your heart. However, when I'm talking to people and getting them to get into training or to change their way of training from what they've been doing, I recommend short bursts of intense movement with rest intervals. Now, what happens with that? There's many studies that have proved that this type of training gets better results than a long or medium intensity workout, at fat burning. So you're working into your anaerobic energy system, which means that you're working without oxygen for a short time. You can't do it for a long time. So really puffed. And what that does is it lifts your aerobic threshold. So you're working shorter periods, but getting better results. But the thing is to work at your own pace. And as always, I'm obliged to put in this disclaimer that you should check with your doctor before starting a new health regime. Because they really know a lot about exercise and nutrition. But you do have to check out things like blood pressure and, that sort of thing. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so let's talk about functional training and what it is. So functional training is a classification of exercise which involves training for the body for the activities performed in daily life. So that's from Wikipedia. Now, I do want to do just so who's joined a gym before? Yep. And have you been on the machines and done the old pec and the lat pull down on machines, right? Everything's, then you do this one here where you sit and you push your leg up like that, and then you're lying down on your stomach and you're pulling your leg up like that. So they're very structured and linear And our bodies don't move like that, do they? We're turning, we're reaching, we're bending down. We're not walking around like this. Where are you? We don't walk around like that. And we don't walk around like that. And we don't walk around like this. And we don't walk around like that. So, well, I wonder where that came from. I've had grandchildren here playing with my exercise equipment. Right. So for me, functional fitness training is just a way that requires your muscles to work together, or in other words, work the way they're supposed to as a team. So not like, oh yeah, I'm going to do some bicep curls so I get great arms, and you're doing it with bad form. All right, so it's working everything together. So things like push-ups works just about every muscle in your body if things are switched on. So instead of focusing on those isolated muscle groups, excuse me, that workout just made me burp. Okay. So instead of focusing on a particular muscle group at a time, as you do with conventional weight training, functional training recruits more muscle groups by using more primal movements that require your muscles to work in harmony. Remember, your body is a team. All the systems are working together, right? So if you're only training your body in a gym to get big muscles and, you know, to look good, then you're totally doing your body a disservice. Your muscles are supposed to be working together and to accomplish tasks and movements through your day. And the tasks and movements through your day, if you're fitter and stronger at doing them, they become easier and you're not so whacked after your day at work. A lot of guys say to me, you know, like carpenters, builders, whatever, and they go, oh, I don't need to train because, you know, I've got a physical job. Well, I strongly disagree. If you've got a physical job, you should be training harder than your job, so your job becomes easier. Makes sense to me. I use sarcasm a lot and facial sarcasm. Okay, so that must be the Scottish in me. Your muscles, yeah, where are we? Okay, so yeah, isolating your biceps or your triceps may help you to add some mass to them, or you might be able to drink more wine or something, I don't know. But you must ask yourself, why am I doing this? If these are the results that I want, is this set of exercises going to get me there to that look that I want? And I don't think that question is asked a lot of people who do the ready, fire, aim system. Now, look, I get it that it might not be everybody's mindset initially, but once you start training for fitness and overall health, instead of just training to look good or impress others, or maybe even out of ignorance, okay, you'll reach a whole new level of understanding with your body. And I think that reaching that level of understanding with your body and being intentional about what it is that you're doing, then it makes your whole journey that much more simple. All right. So core strength is literally the most important muscle group to train in your body. And I'm not just saying that because it'll give you a six-pack. I mean, who wants a six-pack? Anybody here? I think it's totally unattractive. You know, I'm a woman. Am I allowed to say that? But, you know, your core is not just your abs. It's all the intrinsic muscles in your hips that allow your hips to move in different directions. It's your glutes, and you know, it's the stable foundation of your body. So everything starts from there. If that's out of whack, then so are other things. So functional training will often focus on core strength and balance, which is extremely important. And many of the movements that you do will include some form of core in it and generally some balance as well, especially if I'm training you. So, and this is a really good thing because, you know, balance is the first thing to go as we age. And that's one of the biggest things for the aged population is having balls. And get this, it's when they go to the toilet. So if you don't want to be caught with your pants down and mess up your ass, that's one reason to train just there. Okay, so core and abdominal strength plays into all your other lifts too. Any lifts that you do, whether that's in the gym or whether it's at work or anything. A strong core will improve everything you do in the gym or the weight room and your life. literally. So it makes sense to prepare for loading before you actually do. That's one of the things that I'm really bossy with my clients. They come and they want to lose weight and they want to do all this exercise, and they've been training, and then I have a look at the way they do the squat and I just want to kill myself, because it's like only the way that they're doing it is only going to cause more damage, if anything. So I have to peel people right back and peel it right back. Let's get the form, let's get your body working properly so it can actually perform that movement in a safe and effective way, so that then you get the value of the exercise. So preparation for loading is far more important than just going to load. Okay. All right. Now, it doesn't matter how hard or smart that you train. If you don't allow your body to recover, you will never get the results that you're looking for, because it's in the rest phase that your body's creating change. And a combination of the good nutrition and exercises causes the body to recover and adapt. So you don't just nourish your body for the performance of your exercise or your training regime. You've got to nourish it for it to repair the damage, because that's what we do. We create little micro tears in strength training. You've got to allow for that, put the right things in to recover from that, but then also for your body to adapt and become this new cellular wonder. Okay, so we know nutrients need to be taken in at that cellular level for optimum health, recovery and adaptation, and a key component is the rest phase, so that it allows that all to happen. Okay. I'm sure I don't need to go through this, but I'm going to anyway. So 6 great reasons to train. So it helps regulate your blood pressure and also excess weight, and decreases risk for all the major killing diseases. So that's a big tick there. So look, unless you continuously use the major muscle groups in your body, they do not strengthen. We talked about that. It's called sarcopenia, where your muscles decrease over age. So if you're older, you lose that battle against the muscle atrophy or wasting with every year that passes. So I seriously urge, and especially after menopause as well, okay, because we have less of the youthful hormones that, like even human growth hormone, which is something that young people have. That's why you see kids on the monkey bars. If we went to go on the monkey bars and just hang there, we'd be as sore as for about 2 or 3 days, right? Okay, but kids don't get that. Why? Because they've got boundless amounts of human growth hormone, which helps to repair and adapt. But there are ways of increasing the release of human growth hormone in your body, by the way. And I don't mean it externally. I mean to get your own body to produce it. None of that, stuff. Okay. Now, bones also lose density with age, and I'm sure you know that, and lack of weight-bearing exercise plays a role in osteoporosis or brittle bones, and your body responds to the demands that you put on it. So if you don't exercise, muscles and bones weaken with time, and that contributes to lack of balance and falling as well. Now, lack of exercise can lead to decreased energy and endurance. We know this, and the listlessness you feel further dissuades you from engaging in physical activity, and the vicious cycle continues. I experience that. Mental health. Lack of exercise can lead to a diminished sense of well-being, and decreased muscle tone and strength can affect your self-esteem and your self-worth. Weight gain can lead to social isolation and poor food choices. I see that a lot, that when people put on a little bit of weight and over time they stop accepting invitations to go because they can't be bothered with the drama of finding something to wear that you'll feel comfortable in, and then the worry about what people are thinking about you, and all that stuff. By the way, nobody is thinking anything about you because you're too busy thinking it yourself. No one else can get a thought in. So and endorphins are natural painkillers, guys, that help to elevate your mood, but also it helps with any inflammation in your body. So that's one of the things that a lot of people self-diagnose, that they're arthritic or whatever, but really it's inflammation. Your body sends any toxins that you're taking in from your food or drink or alcohol or whatever, your body will send that away from your life-sustaining organs into your joints, into your body fat. And so this is where we can get joint pain, and also through menopause. That's one of the symptoms, the menopausal symptoms is joint pain. So reducing inflammation in your body is super important. Okay. Increase mental alertness and physical capability. So yeah, when the fitter you are and the better you feel, you're more onto it. Has anyone experienced that? It's just like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and the brain's just going, right? Firing up all those brain neurons. All right, so here is how to fuel for performance in your day. And I want you to write this down for yourself. One size does not always fit all. Okay. You gotta find out, become the detective of what works for you, right? It's not a quick fix. So you need to give it time and be patient with yourself. It's all about you and what works in your lifestyle. And there's always solutions for that. So Nourish in a nutshell, a normal fuel stop day may look like this. So breakfast, lunch and dinner. I know a lot of people skip breakfast, well, they think they do, but really, what time are you having your first meal? That is you breaking your fast, that's breakfast. So that's what a lot of normal people do. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, 1 to 2 healthy snacks in between if required. So you may need to have 1 or 2 healthy snacks. It might be that you have that 3 o'clock slump, and so it's a good idea to eat something there, or, you know, particularly on a training day, or if you've had a busy day at work. And I know for you, Deborah, you're on your feet all the time. That's a very physical job that you do. So when I say physical, I don't mean you're not lifting your clients or anything, but you're working all the time. And if you're going out every day, Briar, doing inspections and running to meetings and stuff, and you know, it's not just the physical drain, it's the mental drain as well. Okay, so nourish for that. Now, for me, I'll just talk quickly. My days are very, very different depending on what I'm doing. But generally, I only eat 2 to 3 times a day, mostly 3. I don't really feel the need for the snacks in between because I'm not really hungry. But if I am, you know, if I've trained, and of course, Brian, you'll know that I'm using all the products that Herbalife have, because, and I use them also, guys, I don't eat meat, and so it's very difficult for me to get the amount of protein that I need. My supplement. I'm a huge fan of supplementation. I just feel that our 21st century food is totally lacking in nutrients that our body needs, and boy, do I feel it if I don't have it, and I don't want to feel that way. So, and let's talk about variety. So we spoke about this last night in the nutrition component. So make your meals colourful, because remember, all the colours have an added nutritional benefit for the healing of your body. And remember to check in on protein and fibre sources. There's 3 things that I get my clients to work on. Everyone does a food diary when they work with me, because not to tell people off or make them feel bad, but how do you know what you need to improve on unless you track it? It's just a tool. So yes, I set calories, but I don't really care about that too much. But what I do work with my clients in is making sure that they're getting the protein that they need every day, the fat that they need every day. We spoke a little bit about that last night, and getting the fiber that they need every day. Those 3. I don't care what the carbs are doing. We can, you know, work that out. And I don't care what the calories are doing. It's actually interesting to note, to get the right amount of protein in, what the calories needs to be. So yeah. Is that making sense? Any questions on that? No, cool. Look, guys, it really is easy. All you have to do is just focus on one day. That's it. And you alluded to that before, Brian. It's just like one day, and then repeat that until it's your new normal. You just do it because it's part of your life and you don't have to think about it. So I really like this picture, because I like the words actually on the picture. Today's actions are tomorrow's results. Every time you choose and make a decision, whether it's going to work for you or not, that's going to bring you the results that you're going to get. So choose your actions wisely. Okay, here's the time for my big announcement. So when I first launched my 12-week program, it was called Metabolic Reset. what I discovered in the 12 weeks of working with my beta group, whatever you call it, was that they were making these breakthrough through the mindset stuff and the self-worth. So I've rebranded my program and called it Embrace Your Worth. And it's a 12-week journey to weight loss, confidence, and empowered self-worth. And I think I like it anyway.
Mhm.
Here's what's in it. So we get to eliminate. So these are the headings, and this is what we do under those headings, okay? So we lower your stress, and it helps you to reduce fat. So it's under the elimination tab. And then create your new normal. What's being eliminated here is any habits at the moment that are not serving you, okay? Under the cleanup heading, we're going to clean your food act up, and it might only just be a little bit of tweaking, and you're going to learn what works for your body. So remember, you're the detective. Under the reset heading, we're going to reset your brain. That's your mindset training. And we're going to dissolve that stinking thinking. You're going to get a checkup from the neck up. Under the reduce heading, you're going to turn your body clock back, because that's what happens when we become healthier. And you're going to bring your sexy back. I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. I have to find a filter for that. I really like that disco one. And it went like this, and then all the lights came on. So cool. All right, I digress. So what are you going to get? You're going to get access to more great resources and support, recipes, workouts, mindset training, and there's just so much more. And that's all available within the program. And here's what my process is with it. So pretty much very similar to what we've gone so far, but we really build on everything. So the week one, we do the Ready, Aim, Fire. So that's the assessment, setting the targets and setting your plan. So we do that all together. That's week one. You spend a whole week doing this, because that's how long it takes. In week two, we start your phase one movement plan. Now, I'm in week 3 with my second, well, actually, it's the first Empower Your Worth. What is it called? Yeah, that. And so we're on week 3, and because one of the girls has got quite a lot of injuries, so they've all had breakthrough calls with me so that I can plan out what it is that they can do, and working with their physios and stuff like that. So it's different for everyone, but there is a movement plan that you can start immediately. But we don't start the movement plan until you've done the stuff here. There's no point, none. So week 3, we build on what we've talked about on Tuesday night. So building your mindset and your resilience. Now, this stuff is laced in through the whole program. Week 4, we talk about sleep strategy, because we spoke about the importance of sleep. That's when your body's resting, healing, and you've got to and reducing those cortisol levels, and you get your phase 2 movement plan then. Week 3 is more about nutrition and success around food. Now, all sessions start off with a celebration, so that you get to actually celebrate your wins. And then week 7, upgrade to phase 3 movement plan. And also in that week, we're lacing in more self-worth stuff and talking about some strategies and giving you some tools around that. Reset your stress levels. So this is where we really focus on that. And this is where you start to schedule and plan in your stress reduction strategy. So you actually schedule them in. By this time, you're actually ready to do it. Then what week is that? Week 8 is review and celebrate. It's really important that you review how far you've come. And I think that it's actually a good way to start a program, is to look and find the things that you have done, that, what you've succeeded at so far in your life. I mean, you're not dead yet, so that's a win, isn't it? And week 9 is where we start to really ramp up. It's on the home stretch. And so that's where we step up the food game. So this is where we're really focusing on the food diary and making sure that those values of those 3 nutrients are spot on, so that you can get the results you're looking for. Week 10, we supercharge your phase 4 movement plan, but also the supercharge your movement plan isn't just about the movement. It's supercharging your whole program, because remember, your training program is about your hydration. It's about your self-care, your self-worth, your sleep, all that stuff, your nutrition. So it's about supercharging your focus on that and lifting your game. Week 11, we do a deep dive on self-care. And then on week 12, we finish how we start off. We set the plan for your next 12 weeks. And then I cut the umbilical cord. I give birth. Off you go. Some people stay on because some people need more than 12 weeks. But yeah, so that, like, I call them also a mind body transformation program. It will give you all the tools and the knowledge to personalize your situation. You're in charge of designing your own program. Remember I said to you last night about the food programs? You know, this is teaching you the skills for the rest of your life that you're going to be able to go and be empowered to have a healthy life through your later years, because you'll have learned what actually works. And also together we're going to explore your body's natural cycle and how you can eat and exercise in a way that supports the outcomes you desire. And so I do touch within, even though it doesn't say within that plan, we do touch on hormones a little. And I'm not an expert in that field. I'm not an endocrinologist, but I do have a good network of professionals who, if you are having some issues and you want to check that out, then I can refer you on to those people. All right. Now, normally this program, and the reason why I charge in US dollars, guys, is because I attract an international market now, and it's just easier. But if I've got New Zealand only, then we don't do that. But so it's normally that price for USD. But tonight I've got a time sensitive offer for you guys, and it is for tonight only. So it ends tonight. So I'm taking 40% off for you guys. And so it's approximately that for 12 weeks. And that's the code. That's pretty bloody amazing. Just saying. 12 weeks, do the math. So guys, I will just reiterate that that is time sensitive. I do have a weekly option. So if that's something that you want to discuss with me, please get hold of me and we can discuss that. That's if you would like to continue your journey. Now I will be making the offer again. It just won't be at that price. Yeah. Okay. Who's ready for their fun work?
I read it on, yeah.
You read it on, did you? So post your intention around your training or movement or something. So you can do both or one, or something that really stood out for you. So, you know, maybe there was something in tonight's session that you went, oh, wow, okay, I need to do this, or you know, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? And catch up on your unfinished fun work to get your points.
Mm.
Yeah, might as well. There's a prize.
Mm. I've got I forgot I have training tomorrow night.
Oh, that's both of you out, so I'll be training myself. Okay, all right. Well, I don't want you guys to miss out. So shall we reschedule our day 5? And that gives you a little bit more of a chance to get your finished homework. Now, I am away at a conference this weekend. So shall we finish off on Monday night? Would that work for you, Deborah?
Yep.
I would say Sunday, but I'm not sure. Like the conference finishes late Sunday, and then I'm going to be driving home.
Yeah, Sunday's not.
Monday, if it works for you, Deborah.
I'm just checking because I've got, I don't know what night it is. Let me just double. Something in the back of my mind is telling me something about Monday. I'm just looking at my calendar quickly. What month are we?
We're in May, darling.
Oh no, it's all right. I've got lots of stuff. The evening's all right. Some days busy.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So So it'll need to be 8:30 because I've got my girls at 7:30. Unless you can do a 6:30, but that's probably going to be a rush for people to get home from work.
Mm.
Yeah, so we'll leave it at 8:30 on Monday, and I'm going to, but that's not going to come without a price, ladies. I'm going to be taking you in and putting some other fun work over the weekend so you don't lose momentum.
Yeah.
Deborah?
Yeah, I'm not going to be around much over the weekend. So, yep, go for it.
You can do 2 minutes to read a little blurb from me. 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, good girl. Yeah, so do you guys have something you want to share now? That's something that stood out for you tonight?
Here's my notes. See, there was something, but I can't understand my notes.
That's okay. I won't put you on the spot because it's been a long day, and it's 9:05 now, and I know you guys are tired. So I am going to end it and let you have the time. Remember, you'll be able to. Oh, she's thought of it.
No, I didn't. I'm just
Okay.
looking at nourish and variety. I know it had something to do with that, but I'll go back and I'll watch the video again.
Yeah. Would it be helpful for you guys if I send you the PDF of the notes, but my screen, the PDF of my presentations? So
Yes.
what I'll do is I'll download those and I'll put the PDF into the file section. That way you can open that up and you can have a look. Right, I mean, it's good to watch the replay, but sometimes I know it's just quicker to, like, that might trigger something out up for you. So I'll do that tonight for you, and I'll pop those in before I go to bed, and yeah, and then you can just get the value of having those slides in front of you. But first I'll fix up last night's spelling mistakes. Yeah. All right, ladies, go forth and have a great night. Thanks for showing up, and your future self thanks you too. They asked me to tell you that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, team. Remember to let me know about that special offer if you want to take. Message me if you want to do it, because I didn't give you the link. So if you message me before tonight, I'll honour it. Okay. Good night,
Have
ladies.
fun at the conference.
Oh, I will.
Good
I'll send
night.
you photos. Bye.
Bye.